Sound the alarms. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. My island is finished. If you're new around here, I started designing this hiking trail themed island 3 years ago. And I've been making these fun little videos on my phone just to motivate me to actually finish it. For those of you that have been around or stuck through these 3 years, thank you so much, and I can't wait to show you the tour. I did try to make this video as quick as possible, but buckle up, it is kind of a long one. Starting off at the entrance, I love resident services. It is a great centerpiece to this entrance area. This terraformed treescape behind it is such a good showcase of the time and planning it took into landscaping this island. But really what I was going for was as much trees as possible. And putting it together was so much fun. The different stunted tree growths and hedges really make you feel like you're hiking through a forest on this island. This beach to the left is the home of my rental cabins. What I really love about this idea is it allows me to kind of interchange and get some different villagers all the time without having to redesign a new yard or area for said villager every time I do so. Next up is the museum. What I love about this area is that it showcases everything that's in the museum. So I have fossils over here, a little fishing pond in the top left, a little bug catching area, and of course art. And what I love about this is I could exchange this exact look with any island theme, and I feel like it'd still look good. My favorite location has to be Molly's Welcome Center. This spot just heightens the hiking trail theme, and it came out so cute. This beach to the south is kind of subject to change with the update with the new resort coming. Currently I have a really cute little campsite for Captain to hang out while he's not giving tours, but I might end up changing it with the update, we'll see. While I plan on having a separate video to showcase some of the villager homes on the island, I do want to check out the inside of Molly's Welcome Center, because like I said, this place just makes the hiking trail theme. And it's probably one of my favorite interiors that I've ever made. Don't worry, Molly got some medicine before I headed out. Moving along, we are going to start our hike along the trail. Making one quick pit stop at the first of many rest areas over here to the left. I love how these came out, and I did color coordinate each one of them because I feel like on a trail map they would kind of highlight the rest areas in such a way. This island home to the left is Bud's Ice Cream Shop. Funnily enough, Bud is one of my favorite Animal Crossing villagers. We've been tight since City Folk, so I wanted to give him the perfect little beach home to hang out in. Little design tip, if you don't know what the hell to put on your peninsula like I did, just throw some landscaping on it. It made a perfect little background for this little beach shack. Starting from this point, it really starts feeling like a hike. Between the tree coverage and the multiple directions you can take to get anywhere, you should probably grab a trail map because it is pretty easy to get lost around here. This hidden seating area is probably the best seat in the house. It's locations like this that make me wish I could just get transported away and live on this island in real life. Does anyone else ever get that way about their own islands, or is it just me? Moving along, this is probably some of my best terraforming to date. The little stream along the side, the sunken waterfall to the left. I just love how natural this looks. It brings us to kind of the main neighborhood area, or the cabins as I call them. My boys down here, Teddy and Mac, are jocks, so I tried to design the areas around it with that in mind. So they have a little soccer field to play in over to the right here, as well as a hidden volleyball area to the left. That way my other jock Bud down there can be included as well. My grouchy old man Gonzo lives up top here, so I set up this little pitfall trap for in case he doesn't want any visitors for the day. And for his yard itself, I was just going for as simple as possible. This man just wants somewhere to kind of hang out in his rocking chair, and I gotta respect that. From what you've seen so far, I have used a ton of log and wooden furniture on this island, so I needed somewhere practical yet cute to farm all of the wood that was needed. So I came up with this cute little lumber yard that my lumberjack Eric lives in, and I think it came out so cool and so practical. The back of my island really challenged me with my as many trees as possible goal. So this is where a lot of like the stunted trees and hedges came into play to make kind of a small space feel like a big background. This little route back here makes the hidden beach accessible, and I love how it came out. The stone arch fits so perfectly between these palm trees, and I just can't explain it other than like chef's kiss. We are now approaching the main rest area of the island. This is obviously the red rest stop, and I think it came out so cool looking, even though it's pretty much a carbon copy of the other one. There's just something about it. It is the perfect central location for navigating the island, which also makes it the perfect spot to check out the map. The only plan I ever had in mind with the layout of this island was I wanted a kind of centralized, like town square area with all the main buildings, and then the rest of the island was just going to feel like navigating a hiking trail. We've been through pretty much the main trail itself, so now we're going to circle back around through that town square and check out some of the things down there. I love this fun little transition area. It looks so cute, especially with Eric's house kind of nestled on the other side of the river. It's such a good background. I thought this little water spout I added at Abel's was a nice touch. Gives you a spot to like fill bottles or wash your shoes or whatever. This area to the left leads to that kind of hidden seating area I shared at the beginning of the trail. I wasn't quite sure what to do with this spot, so I left it kind of open for maybe some 3.0 goodies, we'll see. We're now cutting back through resident services to check out the campsite. There is someone visiting today, so I'm gonna go check out who it is really quick because I know someone's gonna ask in the comments. It was Colton. He'd be perfect for like a fairy tale island, but quite not the case on this one, so we'll let him slide. This campsite area was actually the first location I designed and really kind of set the tone for the rest of the island. I designed this whole area with the idea in mind that if the villagers could leave the damn tent and hang out on the island, they'd have somewhere fun to hang out in, including this blue touristy rest area I added down here. Nintendo, if you're listening, let the visiting villagers explore the island, please. I need this area to work as intended. I think it would be the cutest thing ever. Across the island, I try to include a location for each utility per se. So there's like a fishing spot, a bug catching spot, etc. This is my go-to for like fill-in areas or spots that I just really don't know how to decorate. This next area is exciting because it is yet to be shown on the channel. I showed this location in my last video and kind of what I had planned for it, which was like a shipyard of sorts, and I am so happy with how it came out. There are only cedar trees and palm trees on this island, so there are certain things like fruit and other cargo that I figured would probably need to be imported in. So that's kind of how this idea came into fruition, and I think I executed it pretty well. This was one of the last areas I designed, and I was getting pretty tired of doing the same thing over and over, so it was really fun to kind of play into the tropical beachy look over here. I do want to point out this like perspective fun I had with this giant vine bench and like dropped vine up top there. I think it looks so cool, and I will definitely be doing this again in a future project. We are now passing through the last of the rest areas. I love how this one came out. It's a little bit different than the others, which makes it really shine. The pops of yellow still really come through. This hand washing sink fits perfectly for the vibe. This area just leads a really good transition back into the more foresty vibe of the rest of the island. But before we get too far into that, we're going to check out the last of the beach areas, which is this hidden campsite back here. The perfect spot to include a lot of the stargazing utility items. The moon furniture item looks so perfect nestled back behind the trees here, and it really makes this location pop at night. The glowing effect it has, and then all the glowing star fragments and such, it is just so stinking cute. Alright, final stretch, I promise. We are passing through Poppy's farm. I needed somewhere to include some of the crop and garden items, especially for when I want to start actually playing this game and not designing, and I want to do like the cooking and stuff like that. So this gives me the perfect location to do so. This cute little transition terraformed area leads to a hidden campsite over along this way, as well as Nook's shop over this way. I made sure to make a direct route from the shipping area to Nook's, that way a lot of their supplies can get shipped in as well. The theme for Nook's Cranny here was cluttercore. My initial thought process was raccoons love trash, so I'm going to give them trash. I wanted there to just be clutter in every background, no matter where you looked behind Nook's Cranny, and it came out so cool. If you go to the left, you can actually find a way that takes you to that central main rest area, but we're going to continue along to the right just so we can pass through the first player home of the island. My original design on this island, I actually made another player just so I could have like a Legend of Zelda farm area, and I could not bring myself to delete said character, so even though it's not 100% on theme with the hiking island, I had to include it somewhere here. I plan on having a separate video to showcase this whole location, especially with some of the new Legend of Zelda stuff coming with 3.0, so stay tuned for that. The last part of the island we're going to check out is my home, of course. This area has been through maybe 3 or 4 different designs at this point. I have just been so indecisive. But finally, I pulled out a lot of the mush items that were just sitting in my storage, and I created this masterpiece. I am in love with how this looks. It's such a fun, like, cabin feel, and it pulled together so well. Over to the right is the last location we're going to share, and that is the fishing lake. I've seen so many fun, like, lake designs that I wanted to somehow include it here. I challenged myself with a pretty small location to build this in. So again, with those stunted trees and such, there was a lot of effort to put into making a smaller area feel like a huge background, and I think it came together super nice. With that, it concludes the tour of the hiking trail island that took me 3 whole years to create. I know this video was a long one. I appreciate anyone who have watched the whole tour. If you want to check out this island for yourself and see maybe the small details that I wasn't able to include in this video, be sure to check out the dream address that will be posted in the description. It has been such a fun journey creating this island and making these videos. I still can't believe I can say that I have 100% finished this island. I also can't believe that we are somehow getting a new update. Like, are you kidding me? I know we are all super excited to see what's in store this year, and I'm so happy this game is getting a resurgence like it needs. Thank you so much for watching, especially to those that have been watching since the beginning of this project. If you have any questions or feedback, be sure to let me know in the comments, and for now, I will see you in the next one.